Unfortunately, the FBI request to find the two was labeled routine, giving the searchers 30 days to respond.
The information on the two in Los Angeles came too little, too late. There was no great sense of urgency here, that an attack was imminent, and we just didn't proceed as urgently as we should have.
FBI headquarters finally took notice that the two al-Qaeda suspects had flown into Los Angeles 18 months earlier. And so this cable was sent to the FBI office in LA, asking for their help in tracking al-Midhar and al-Hazmi. The cable is dated September 10th, 2001. All this investigation came just too late. On the morning of September 11th, this is Nawaf al-Hazmi in the blue shirt, going through the security checkpoint at Dulles Airport in Washington. With him is his younger brother, Selim al-Hazmi, pilot Hani Hanjour, and Khalid al-Midhar. They are boarding American Airlines Flight 77, the plane they would soon hijack and crash into the Pentagon. The intelligence failure was now complete, and the most devastating terrorist attack in U.S. history was underway. September 11th, 2001 dawned bright and clear in New York City as an estimated 50,000 people made their way to work at the World Trade Center. It was a beautiful day too in Boston, where American Airlines Flight 11 took off from Logan Airport at 7:59 a.m. United Airlines Flight 175 took off from the same airport just 15 minutes later. At that exact moment, 8:14 a.m., the al-Qaeda hijackers took control of the first plane, American 11. The first notification of the hijacking came from flight attendant Betty Ong, who phoned in the news to American Airlines at 8:19.
Okay, my name is Betty Ong. I'm number 3 on flight 11.
Okay.
And the cockpit is not answering their phone. And there's somebody staffed in business class, and we can't breathe in business class. Somebody's got mace or something. We can't breathe. I don't know. I think we're getting hijacked.
On September 11th, the United States had a series of protocols for how to handle an airplane hijacking and involved the U.S. military. The system failed at almost every turn. Here was the first failure. The U.S. military would not hear about this hijacking for 18 crucial minutes. Civilian air traffic controllers found out about the hijacking when they first heard the voice of al-Qaeda pilot Mohammed Atta in control of American 11 at 8:24 a.m.
We have some planes, just stay quiet and we'll be okay. We're turning to the airport. Nobody move. Everything will be okay. If you try to make any move, you'll danger yourself and the airplane. Just stay quiet.
At 8:27 a.m., American 11 made a sharp turn to the south, heading for New York City. It took another 10 minutes before air traffic controllers in Boston finally notified the military. The Northeast Air Defense Sector in Rome, New York, happened to be in the middle of an exercise.
Hi, Boston Center Team U. We have a problem here. We have a hijacked aircraft headed towards New York, and we need you guys we need someone to scramble some F-16s or something up there to help us out.
Is this real world or exercise?
No, this is not an exercise manifest.
The U.S. military immediately called on the nearest fighter pilots to help out. At Otis Air Force Base in Cape Cod, Timothy Duffy and Daniel Nash were on call.
We got a phone call at 8:37 gave us a heads up that there was a possible hijacking.
I had a radio or brick in my pocket, so when it said Alpha Kilo 1 and 2 suit up. So that was for me and Nasty to go throw on our G suits and grab our helmets and harnesses and all that. The horn goes off, lights go off, and we start going through the scramble procedures.
It took several key minutes for the pilots to get into their jets. On the tarmac, a supervisor briefed them on the target.
He filled me in on where we were as far as the American flight, being a 767 on its way to California. It was a suspected hijack, and he said, "Looks like the real thing, go."
In the next few minutes, hijackers took control of the second plane, United 175, and turned it towards New York City. The Air Traffic Control Command Center in Herndon, Virginia, was still looking for the first hijacked plane. Operations Manager Ben Sliney.
While we were trying to locate Flight 11, American 11, the last report I had was some 30 miles north of New York City. New York Center was asking planes to look for it and couldn't see it, and I figured we'd try to get the people on the ground, the towers in the area, the police departments, anyone we could get to give us some information on where this flight was.
At 8:46 a.m., American 11 came in low over New York City and hit the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The fighter jets from Otis Air Force Base were not even in the area. They were only able to take off 7 minutes later. It would take them 32 minutes to reach New York.
They're heading right down Long Island, basically, just offset a little bit over the water. And I just left it in full afterburner the whole way, trying to get there as quick as I could. But we had no idea what was going on.
Just in, you were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center. CNN Center right now is
just 3 minutes after impact. CNN was broadcasting video of the hole in the North Tower.
Clearly something.
There was speculation it was a small aircraft.
The south end of the island of Manhattan.
No small plane would bounce off that building, and you know, those buildings are just not in any flight path. In other words, it would be on a clear, sparkling blue sky day. It's inconceivable that someone would run into the building. My eyes are seeing one thing and my brain is saying, well, that can't be true.
It was only at 8:55 a.m. that New York Air Traffic Control realized that the second aircraft had been hijacked. They phoned in a warning to the Air Traffic Control Command Center. Confusion reigned.
Yeah, several situations going on here. It's escalating big time. And we need to get the military involved with this.
We're involved with something else. We have other aircraft that may have a similar situation going on here.
The responsibility to notify the military of what was going on in the skies on September 11th belonged to FAA headquarters in Washington, D.C.
I do know that all the information was being relayed to headquarters, and at least as far as we were concerned, it should have been, and we thought it had been, given to the military at each juncture.
As it turned out, precious minutes would go by before anyone called the military about the second hijacked plane. New York air traffic controllers were busy tracking United 175 as it lost altitude and circled New York.
I'm just out at 9,500, 9,000 now. Do you know who he is? We don't know who he is. We're just picking him up now. All right, heads up, man. It looks like another one. All right.
We knew that the aircraft was rapidly approaching New York City from New York Center, that it was diving and coming fast towards the city. That much we knew. Beyond that, it happened within a minute or two. I think it was all over.